One day I'll figure out an intro. Who knows if this will see the light of day. So this is my first editing video. I'm gonna edit some photos, walk you through my selection process, my editing process. I guess what really makes a good photo in my opinion. And yeah, so let's jump right in. I like to look at it in neutral and also in Adobe Portrait just to see the base edit. Okay, so Adobe Portrait is a little flatter than neutral, so I think I want to go with that first. I want the colors in the photo to be a little vibrant since the canvas is black. So first I'm just gonna automatically push the vibrance up a bit, not too much so, and slightly increase the saturation as well. I'm going down to the color mixer and I'm gonna make the orange in his shirt pop a bit by bringing up the luminance and this orange saturation, and then I'm gonna do that for the three colors on the art in the background. So there's blue, there's aqua, and like a magenta color. So I'm gonna push that up on each. And I'm also going to increase those saturation colors as well. I typically increase my midtones and decrease my shadows. I just like shadows, so it really depends on the look you want to go for. But I do like to play in my shadows a bit, and I'm really a sucker for a film-like finish, which I typically get from adding some type of warm base in my shadow background. So I typically play with the strength, I don't know why I say strength, and I like a faded contrast look. And I'm not exactly sure what it is about like turquoise highlights, but it just does something to me every time. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to add green to this one. Maybe a little bit. I kind of like that. And I don't think I want to do anything else. I think this is cool. I've never actually tried explaining this before, so this is very different for me. I'm sure I'll get better as I continue on doing these, so please, no judging. No judging. I'm not sure if I want to put this same like color preset on, only because this photo has more highlights than the previous ones did, which is why the slight aqua tint worked for me, but this room is much brighter. So I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do, but I'm gonna keep this one with the preset. I keep calling it a preset. It's not a preset. I'm gonna keep this one with the same edits that I copied in the previous shots, and then I'm gonna make a whole new one with another photo in the same location, just to see. And for these, I did decide to leave the art out of the shot because I just wanted some variety. But I knew this was the best picture I was gonna get because he was just naturally walking and I didn't pose him for it, so I was fine with that. And as you start shooting more and more, you kind of know which photo you take is a banger or not. Like, you know if you'll be able to recreate that shot. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to recreate this one because I generally snapped it as I told him to go walk in that direction, you know? So anyway, we'll try to edit this one. Now, looking at it already, like the edit that I'm looking in my head is giving warm. It doesn't necessarily have to give graining, but it is giving warm, so I'm already just gonna warm this up a bit and slightly tone down the highlights. The blacks I will lower as well, but the whites I kind of want to pop that back up. Now I know you're thinking, why would you go back in and increase the whites when you just lower the highlights? Let me cook.
Let him cook!
Because highlights and whites affect the image differently. So while highlights control the brightness of like mid to bright tones, whites in an image specifically target the brightest part of the overall image. And the brightest part in this image here is where the light is coming in the room in front of him. The next exhibit room that it looks like he's walking to, and I kind of wanted that area of the photo to pop. So that's why I increased the whites. So by lifting the whites after lowering the highlights, I kind of create a more refined glowing effect, almost kind of like a soft heavenly light, without losing details in the brightest area of the overall photo. I hope that makes sense. And I said originally when I first looked at this photo, it kind of gave me warm, and look how we just brought that to light by just changing the temperature and playing with the whites, the highlights, and the black, like the shadow in the photo. Like that's literally all I did. And I could leave it like this. I might, I just like playing around with things just to see if I can make it better, or if this is where I want to leave it. So I think the colors of like the outfit look pretty good. I am gonna increase the luminance slightly in the orange shirt, and I'm gonna increase the saturation slightly in the orange shirt as well, but not too much. And I think as far as the highlights, oh, I kind of like it like that actually. Is there even much of a difference? It's not a lot, but cool. Yeah, okay, so I think this looks a lot better than this.